Mexican people love tradition and any excuse for a party. Today, the party's for kids. It's the annual celebration El Día de los Niños, or Children's Day. There's no school, but there's plenty to keep kids busy. Underneath the Plaza de los Toros, or the bull ring. Some kids are taking advantage of the celebration in a different way, a way that might make them a little money. 9-year-old Jose Rodriguez is learning that's the way it is around here.
I haven't been here in a long time.
Jose was born in Villachuato, but he's lived most of his life in the States, in many states.
In Nevada, Las Vegas, and Nebraska, Lexington, and Iowa, Marshalltown.
He came back to Villachuato 2 weeks ago. Why did you come back?
Immigration.
What happened?
They caught my mom.
Jose's mom was working at the Swift plant in Marshalltown the day immigration agents raided the plant in December 2006. His mom was deported. Jose stayed with an aunt in Marshalltown until the family could afford to reunite him with mom in Mexico. Do you go to school here?
No.
How come? Most 9-year-olds go to school.
I know, but I don't have to help my mom.
While he's helping his mom, most kids in Villachuato are in school. But Jose's story isn't all that unique. The fact that kids go to school is something most of us take for granted, but here in Mexico, by the time some kids are 8 or 9 years old, they're not in the classroom because they're working. Helping mom is Jose's full-time job. It begins every day at 6 a.m. Mom goes to the mountainside to tend to animals. Jose has a task of his own.
Take care of my little brothers.
What does that involve?
Daddy and mom's changing them a diaper.
Not pleasant, but Jose says it has to be done.
I have to. Because my mom needs me sometimes. Sometimes I don't even go back to sleep.
Wow.
So it's hard down there.
We talk to a lot of kids in Villachuato who have either been to the U.S. or want to go someday.
I wish I went back in time and not even go there.
Jose has a different perspective.
I don't miss it. I don't miss America.
No? Why? You didn't like it?
No.
How come? Because the immigration was scary?
No. They would just keep turning me back.
Tonight, Jose heads back home early. Work starts at 6 a.m. The church sits in the center of Villachuato. For the 2,000 or so Catholics who live here, the church is also at the center of their lives. Today, the Church of El Señor de la Salud, or the Lord of Health, has a first-time visitor.
Estar con ustedes para celebrar esta misa.
But Father Jim Miller is hardly a stranger, and his visit is actually more of a reunion.
It was very emotional at a couple of points because I got thinking, this is the home church of a lot of my parishioners and a very special place. Canten sin cesar el himno de tu gloria.
Father Jim has said hundreds of masses, many of them with the same people you see here, but normally when he prays with them, they're praying in Marshalltown.
I think this would be a help to me to understand maybe why they come up to Marshalltown and other places in the United States.
In trying to understand why they leave, Father Jim left his home to experience firsthand life in Villachuato.
I like the pastel colors and everything, and you think, oh, this would be a nice place to live. But then when you get talking to the people and you hear how difficult it is to make a living.
Father Jim has plenty of opportunity to talk to people. Almost everyone he meets invites him into their home. Throughout the visit, he makes the rounds, praying with the people, eating with them. But Father Jim says the best thing he can do is listen and learn.
The difficult conditions of some people trying to live as a family. $10 a day isn't good enough to raise a family. They might have food on the table, but that's about it. and they might not know in the next week whether they'll have food on the table.
Despite the little they have, Father Jim is touched by how much they give.
They want you to feel welcome here. And they don't have that much, but they'll share whatever they have.
Father Jim says the more places he visits, the more reality sets in. He says it's hard to visit people who have no hope.
What kind of hope can you have if you can't support your family and you can't say, have some hope of having something in the future that they can build on?
Father Jim says he wants to be a sign of hope. He says he can't solve their problems, but he can share what he's learned.
The opportunity to share some of the message of the people here with people back in Iowa, I think was important.